Hey creator friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to, this is just my channel update for 2025 because I spent the last couple of days kind of thinking about things that I want my channel to be like for this year 2025. And I've been making videos for a long time, longer than some and not as long as others, but I just always want to make sure that my channel has videos that kind of are my niche, kind of things that it's like a lifestyle thing, I guess. Cooking, crafting, being creative in a lot of ways, discovering new things to do, that kind of thing. And so I spent the last couple of days figuring I should probably do some sort of a channel update to tell you what to expect. Things that I'm going to change that I used to do, but people like them, so I might tweak them. Things like that. But I made notes. See, I always make notes. You guys know I have this is my YouTube calendar for the year, and I made notes. So a couple of the things I wanted to do, if you're new here because you found me from January, welcome. I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you enjoy the videos. And if you've been here a while, thanks for hanging around. I just love it. And I connect with people. That's the cool thing. I have met some of the coolest people through my YouTube channel. It's just fun. But I will say a couple of the things I want to do, things I used to do, is I do enjoy doing like series. Just a series of things, maybe a mini series, maybe something that I do weekly for quite a while. And in the last year, I did like a Mix It or Make It Monday. And I started out with just Mix It Up Monday. And that's where I made all those classic kitchen mixes, like, you know, the homemade muffin mix and things like that, that make your pantry a super effective way of cooking good food you've made from scratch, not a bunch of chemicals, that kind of stuff. I thoroughly enjoy that. I do have some more recipes to do. I am going to kind of redo, I keep all my things in jars, but I did order some of those modular containers to store them in. So that's cool. And I'll kind of revisit what I've got in there. And I've got about 5 more recipes that I want to do to have on my pantry shelf. So that's coming up. But I did do that Mix It Up Monday for quite some time. And I featured different mixes. And it's a playlist. If you're interested in all those mixes, just check the playlist. There's tons of them. Then I decided to start using those. So then I had Mix It or Make It Monday, where I was either making a mix or I was making something with the mix. And that was popular. People like that. I want to kind of continue to do that. But I also want to I did another, which was Pantry Cooking for Two Tuesday. And so that was where I specifically pared down some recipes and things just to make it for 2, because it's just the 2 of us here now. But what I'm going to do also with that, I'm going to continue to do smaller cooking amounts, you know, cooking more for 2. But if I make something that's larger and I have leftovers, I'm going to address that. Like, how am I storing them? And then a recipe with the stored or frozen or whatever leftovers. And so that way it's kind of going to all tie that together. So that's kind of a same but different thing for this year, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to do that. The other thing is, in my pantry or in my January video, I cannot tell you how many of you commented on my little green Betty Crocker recipe card box. And I did do an update on the 3rd of this month. I went and I did, because so many people commented on that from before. But I talked about that. That is actually the one that I got. We've been married 44 years now. Anyway, we've been married a long time. And I got that when we first got married, like within the first 6 months of being married, I ordered that. It was a thing that you ordered and you got little packages of cards and you built this whole recipe box, and it took like a year. And I even have still one of the receipts. It was $4.98 and you got little 2 packs of cards. And anyway, so that's my recipe box, and I have used it for 44 years and the recipes are awesome. And I showed it because I've used it. I never thought about it. And then all of a sudden on social media, I see all these people going, oh, I found this in a thrift store. This was my grandma's, and look at it. But mine is legit mine. And I still have all the bits and all the parts, and I still use it. So what I want to do with that, because it seemed to be such an interesting thing, I want to feature a recipe. So I think what I'm going to do is like a recipes from the box once a week. And I can't tell you what day. It was really, one thing I learned from last year is having things on specific days kind of stressed me out, because I do a lot of my videos in advance and I can put them on there, schedule them so that they post on those days. But if I get behind, then it's super stressful for me to say, oh gosh, I got to get this thing for Tuesday. You know, something's going on. Like recently in our last storm, we had a tree hit our house, and we have had construction and all kinds of stuff. Scary part of that was I just thought, wow, the tree, you know, but our contract, and I was sitting in the corner of the living room where the tree hit right above my head. And our contractor's like, if you did not have 3/4-inch plywood in your ceiling, you probably wouldn't be here today. And that really kind of brought it home, like, oh my gosh, that was pretty serious. So that kind of scared me, but it's all getting repaired. But it's been busy. So in that kind of a case, if I'm doing videos and I get behind, then I feel all stressed. So I'm not going to specifically do a day. These are going to be things that are going to be through the week somewhere. So one of the things I want to do is a recipes from the box. And I'm going to pull out a recipe. I already have one that I'm going to film this afternoon for dinner. But the interesting part is, because I am a food preserver, I can look at the recipe and, like, for example, tonight it's got a chili thing. Well, it tells you how to make that. I don't need that because I have the chili base and the beans all canned on my shelf. So I'm going to be able to pull, which I've always done, I just never did videos, pull things from my pantry to make up those recipes. But I'll still show you the recipes in case you don't have what I have in my pantry. You can make it from the recipe. But anyway, so that's going to be a recipes from the box once a week, something featured from my Betty Crocker recipe card box that I have had for years. I love that. So now I'm working through my list. So now I did that. Okay. So if you watch my channel for any length of time, you know I'm a crafter. I do paper crafting. I do vinyl cut like on the Cricut machine. And I am a sewer. I like to make clothes. I like to make crafts. All the things. Well, I had an embroidery machine that would do up to like 5x7. And I recently got a new one, which does the bigger sized ones. And if you don't know, the embroidery machine I have is a combination of a machine and an embroidery machine, a sewing machine and an embroidery machine. And I call it the Wonkavator machine because, you know, when you sew, you can go forward and reverse, right? This machine will go forward, reverse, sideways, and angled wise, kind of like Willy Wonka's elevator. It goes all the way. So I call it the Wonkavator. But anyway, it does the coolest things. And so I thought, I was showing my friend over at one of the other channels, and she's like, don't show me that, because now I want to go do it. So I thought maybe some of you would like to see that. But it makes super cute things. Like I just recently made this. And this is all not even sewn on the regular machine. This is entirely done in the hoop on the machine. And it's we have a new niece, and our niece has a new baby, 6 months old. And I thought this is super cute. It's just a little tooth fairy thing. And then our son bought a new fifth wheel. And I said, what can I make you? What can I do for your fifth wheel? Make it more homey. And he said, you know, I'd like a table runner. So I kind of measured the table runner. And then the hardest part was, he said, I want blues, greens, and grays. So I said, okay, well, I found the fabric. And if you see how this whole thing is done pretty much in the embroidery machine, except for the backing is done on the sewing machine. He did not want the frame. He said it looks more manly without the frame. But you can see the stitching in there, and this satin stitch right here, and all this extra stitching that I'm trying to look at so I can see. That is all done on the machine. So I made him this runner for his table. So that will be nice. And I'm going to make him a square one, like 21 inches square. He wants for the end of his countertop because it's granite, and he wants something there to set stuff. So he doesn't like the sound of the clinking, you know, when you put things on a granite countertop. And this is my next project. I'm going to make these super cute little Santa Claus kind of cookie mats. So that's going to be, and I'll show you guys. It's just fun. So there's that. So I want to do some more of that kind of video. And ultimately what I'd like my channel to be is about 50-50 in the kitchen, 50-50 in the craft room, because this is a creative thing. My name is Tuliloo Creates. So that's the thing. And then the pantry new mixes. I think I said I have 5 new mixes. And I used to do what I called Saturday happenings. And it was a Saturday, I would come and talk about the videos that I did for the week, what's planning for next week, and I would answer questions and talk about comments and things from those weekly videos. Well, that was another thing of every Saturday, and it gets stressful because if it's Friday and something's going on, I can't pre-post that because it has to be in real time based on the questions for the week, if that makes sense, right? So I've decided that I'll just do a weekly update sometime in the week, and I'll talk about any of the videos that got the most traction and any questions or any concerns people had sometime in the week. So over the week, I'm going to be doing recipe box, recipes from the box. I'm going to do some sort of a crafty thing. I'm going to do a weekly update. So it'll be throughout the week. And so that's the thing. That's what I'm doing for this year. This is going to kind of help me give kind of a focus and less stress, but still producing videos because I love it. And I am right now in my craft room because this is where it gets the best sun in the morning, looking out at my chickens. I'll do a few chicken things too. And I do want to say, so many of you comment on, and probably if you're new here, you saw my Gumby and Pokey, and Gumby and Pokey are my guys. They are pretty much in every video somewhere. They're kind of like a little Easter egg. You can find Gumby and Pokey hanging out somewhere in my videos just because I think they're so darn cute. I love Gumby and Pokey. They were one of my favorite things when I was growing up. So I kind of liked them somewhere. They're just fun. And I do want to point out, I have to show you guys, look, this is a picture. I have a friend that I've known for 50 years. We met when we were 14. Now you know how old we are. But look at that. She painted that for me for Christmas. Isn't that the coolest thing? I just think she did an amazing job. So thank you, Darty. See, I just love it. And I put it there so when I'm in my craft room and I'm doing videos, you guys can keep looking at it. I just love it. It was the coolest thing. Jake walked in here yesterday. He's our son. And he walked in here. He looked over. He goes, "Ooh, that's pretty." I said, "Darty made me that." And he said, "Are you kidding?" Like he stood there and examined it because it's beautifully done. So I love that picture. And that's why I want that in all my videos too. Maybe one day Gumby and Pokey will be sitting on there. I don't know. Anyway, so that's it. I've got some sewing and embroidery machine crafts in my mind. I've got some recipes already planned from the box. I went through my cards and I picked out some of my faves. And if you have, a lot of you have had those boxes, and a lot of you were like, "I saw that. Now I'm going to go find it and get it out," because I am a vintage recipe girl. I have vintage cookbooks and I love my box. So if you guys have that and then you have favorite recipes, I know one of you told me your favorite recipe of all time is the Texas hash. Interestingly, I had already pulled that card to do a video. So that's what's happening. Tell me what recipe you want, and I will try my best to do it. And there is the 2025 channel update from Tuliloo Creates. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.